give you an update of how this thing has increased with its intensity. It started off when it first hit when those clouds come over at 40 kilometres. Then it went to 60 about an hour later. And as I said before, it's got to 80 kilometres, which is when that tower fell over. So obviously there's nothing we can do to protect anybody other than to get them out of the road of danger. We have an obligation to the public and the players. And then there's the golf course, which at that point became unplayable, and we were managing very, very well through the 60 kilometre zone. But once we got to 80, we all know that no golf course can defend 80 kilometre winds. So we had to suspend play. It is still blowing around the 70 kilometre mark, with the Bureau telling us that it may drop back to 35 or 40 kilometres in an hour. So we're just going to have to ride that out and have a look, but we'll try and make use of every hour of daylight we've got and get back in here when it gets back down to around about the 60 k's. When that 80 k gust came through, a ball on the first rolled something like 5 feet, and that's the first ball that had rolled in the day, and there was another one just after that on 12 that had rolled 2 feet. So at that point it was going to happen all over the golf course because of the wind power. So that's why we've pulled it, and that right at, not funny, but at the same point that tower blew over. And there was talk of some other stuff moving around a bit as well, so we get them off there. There's signage, there's a lot of stuff, so we have to get off. TV tower at 18 was inside the ropes. No one was in danger, as no one is with any of the other towers. So all from that standpoint, it's all fine. Brutal, and that is to play out there today is brutal in that wind. But they play all around the world in brutal conditions from time to time, and again they've got it here today. All the players are delighted to be in for the minute because it's they're not playing in it. But as it got worse and worse, obviously it's more frustrating and more frustrating. But it's part of the game, and they've got to play in the conditions that they're given. While the golf course is playable, they must keep playing. Well, I would think as long as we can get back out there and get a lot more golf in, I don't see why we can't finish if we can get out, even if we got out at like 3 o'clock. The leaders are nearly off, but we would want to finish this championship, and if it means tomorrow morning, then it means tomorrow morning. You didn't know there was 80 kilometres? 45 was the number by the Bureau. 45 k's was the line, and they were up to 70 with 80 gusts, so that wasn't in there. And of course, it's probably difficult for them to give you that. But no matter what you do and how you plan, those things happen.